So CM Punk will face Drew McIntyre in a Hell in a Cell match at Bad Blood in October. Now, these guys, obviously, they have the best feud of the year in the WWE. This is one of the best things WWE has done in a while. I'd probably say since the whole Sami Zayn in the Bloodline storyline, this is the best thing they've done. Obviously, there's been some bumps in the road in terms of how entertaining it's been, because they were doing great all year, right up until they started to get into the build-up for SummerSlam, which was the first match between these guys, not including the Royal Rumble, of course, but this is the first one-on-one match this year between Punk and McIntyre. And they decided to have Seth Rollins be the special guest referee. I didn't think that was a good idea, because this is such a serious feud. It's a blood feud, and you're going to involve one of the most ridiculous characters in the WWE, Seth Rollins. And I know it's because they want to extend the feud with Punk so that at some point you can do Punk versus Rollins. But still, it's just Seth kind of made things a little silly. And the match at SummerSlam was a letdown, because while technically it was okay in terms of in-ring action, it just didn't live up to the hype of that feud because of the involvement of Seth Rollins, and also the involvement of that bracelet, which has become the focal point of this feud, which, again, I can see why that's sort of a good thing, but also a bad thing. And I think the bracelet's gone now. I think it's broken and gone for good. And I'm happy about that, because I don't want to see anything about a bracelet in the Hell in a Cell. So now, when these two face each other at Hell in a Cell, they're going into it with one win apiece. Obviously, Drew McIntyre won the match at SummerSlam thanks to some ridiculous in-ring storytelling. Like Punk was distracted by Rollins, Punk was distracted by the bracelet, even, giving up the opportunity to win the match for these reasons, which doesn't make any sense, because it makes Punk look like a dummy. I didn't like that. But McIntyre got that first victory. Then they have the strap match at the Bash in Berlin, and that match was much better, partially because Seth Rollins was not the referee, but also because it was a very good match, and CM Punk looks incredible for his age and considering all the injuries he's been through. This is the best he's looked since he returned to wrestling back when he debuted in AEW. He never looked this good when he was in AEW, and obviously he was injured for much of the time he was there, but he looks great now. So whatever he's doing, he should keep it up. Just physically, for a 45-year-old man, he looks incredible, but he's moving so well in the ring. He looks like the guy he was back in 2014 when he left the company. He looks that good, which is unbelievable. So I expect an outstanding match of the year in this Hell in a Cell match. Now, the title of this video is Who Should Win, not Who Will Win. I believe CM Punk will win this feud, because that's what makes the most sense, mainly because considering this feud is so personal, and the whole bracelet thing, and Punk has to win, otherwise it's just like Punk looks like a doormat, and then where does Punk go from there, especially since they probably want CM Punk to be world champion at some point, because that would make a lot of people tune in, because a lot of people love CM Punk. So, and he is a draw for many people, including me. So you can't have Drew McIntyre win this match. But the question is, who should win this match? Because I think Punk will win, and obviously at some point within the next year will be competing for a world title and win a world title. I think that's where Punk is heading. But a lot of people might think that Drew McIntyre is the one who should win this match, because first of all, he's the guy who's the full-time guy. He is quite a bit younger than CM Punk. He has just signed a brand new contract, supposedly a very high-paying contract. So the company is heavily invested in Drew McIntyre. And if he loses to CM Punk in this feud, it's kind of like, I don't know. That's kind of makes him look a little weak. I mean, mainly because it's just like, oh man, these guys have been fighting all year, and then Drew comes out on the losing end, especially since Punk has made a fool out of him all year long. I mean, he cost him the title at WrestleMania, then he cost him the title at Clash at the Castle. He costs him the Money in the Bank cash-in. So actually, now that I'm saying all that, yeah, maybe Drew will win. But, you know, if Drew wins, you know he's heading for world title territory there. So what are we going to see, Drew and Gunther? That could be a possibility. And then Punk and Rollins, again, that could be a possibility too. In fact, that might be where they're headed. But I think they want to save Punk and Rollins for WrestleMania. I could see Drew... Oh, you know, it just occurred to me. We could see Drew heading on to maybe a world title match with Gunther, and then Drew winning, and then Punk, Rollins, and McIntyre have a triple threat at WrestleMania. That could happen. That could happen. I think Punk should win this match, but they should probably protect Drew somehow, maybe with, I would do interference by CM Punk's wife, AJ. That would be so funny, and it would be the perfect way to end the feud, have Punk win, and protect Drew McIntyre. If you have AJ Lee enter the cell and do something to Drew, cost him the match, Punk wins, Punk and AJ celebrate in the ring, maybe with their dog Larry. It's the perfect ending to the whole thing. Then you can have Punk move on, maybe to a world title match. You could even have Punk face Gunther and win the world title, maybe at the Rumble, and then one of the guys like McIntyre and Rollins win the Rumble, and then they go on to WrestleMania. I don't know. I just have a sneaky suspicion we're getting these three, Rollins, McIntyre, Punk in a triple threat, possibly at WrestleMania for the world title. I could totally see that happening. Either way, I expect Punk to be in a title match at WrestleMania on the Raw brand. He's not going to be facing Cody, although that would be a money match. Holy cow, could you imagine? CM Punk versus Cody at WrestleMania? Have Punk win the Royal Rumble match? Oh man, and face Cody for the WWE title? That might be the biggest match they could put on. So that's a possibility too. There's so many roads to go, no pun intended. There's so many paths to go down, but my guess is Punk wins this Hell in a Cell match. And he should win because there are so many more money matches with Punk down the line. You got Punk versus Cody Rhodes, Punk versus Seth Rollins, Punk versus Roman Reigns. You have to let Punk win this feud. This is his first big feud back. He's got to win. He's got to look strong. He has to. There are so many bigger matches with Punk than there are bigger matches with Drew, because Drew has already faced them all. He's faced Roman. He's faced Rollins. Has he faced Cody? Yeah, I think he has faced Cody. I think one time on Raw maybe. And none of those feuds would be as interesting as Punk versus all those guys. So yes, Punk is the one who will win. And after talking about it for a few minutes here, Punk is the one who should win this match. It's best for business.